What's up, everybody? Let's see. What's up, everybody? I'm doing my makeup, doing my hair. Well, I'm just finishing up flat ironing my hair. I was on live here earlier and I had a call or a text message come through, and I had to really take that. So I was just telling y'all about, my journey on becoming this mental wealth coach and what inspired me as far as my mind. Hold on, get this hair off. So I'm done with that. So, and then while I talk about that, I just wanted to holler at you and talk about, you know, just showing you the steps that I take when I'm doing my hair, when I'm doing my makeup. Because, we are girlies and that's just what we do. So the first thing is first, I always put my concealer on and I want my concealer to set. So the problem that I kept having is I would put my concealer on and then I would do a couple of things and maybe 2 minutes later I end up, patting my concealer on. But it still wasn't staying. So I said, well, if I put my concealer on, did my hair, and then return back, it's been sitting on my face for about 20 minutes now. Now I can go in, pat, 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 and everything will be good. So that's what I'm about to do. So I just got done with this part. Now, it's time for me to start. I'm going to use this brush. It's time to clean my brushes. I'm going to use this brush here to start patting. Now I'm going to pat that concealer in and talk to y'all. So do you have any mindset questions? Because before I ended this live, I was just talking to y'all about, developing my relationship with the Lord, forgiving my father, where at first I was so angry with him because I felt like he abandoned us. I felt very abandoned as a little girl. I started to have relationship issues with men and women. I started to be very verbal abusive to people. I was lashing out in every way possible. Although I was a married woman, and I had a loving husband, I had a lot of personal things going on with me. And then meeting him at 20 and then having this ready-made family, the house, the husband, the kids, with a picket white fence and a dog. I had my dream dog. I had a black American Cocker Spaniel. That was my childhood dream dog. I always wanted me an American black Cocker Spaniel. And guess what, guys? I had it. My life in my 30s looked as if it was the dream life. Every girl wants to meet her Prince Charming and get married. Go ahead and say something. Alyssa, I'm sorry if I'm saying your name wrong. Go ahead and say something. Anything you want, anything mindset or anything that's going on. You love my ring. Girl, do you know there's some history behind this ring? So I'm actually talking about my father. Thank you for mentioning that. Thank you. I had a bad relationship with my father because he had left, and I felt very abandoned when he left the family, and I started to act out really bad. And so my father ended up passing away about 7 years ago. And so when he passed away, this is his fingerprint, and I got it in a ring. It's his fingerprint. I never take it off. And so, yeah, I wear eyelash clusters. Oh, my goodness. Oh, y'all, the story behind my eyelashes. I wear eyelash clusters because I used to wear the individual lashes. But then, for some reason, I wore them for years. But all of a sudden, I started to break out really bad. I started to have an allergic reaction. And I was still putting those individual lashes on. I think I was allergic to the glue. So I would go to different eyelash techs to see if it would make a difference, and it didn't. It was so bad to where it started to kind of like make my vision blurry. And I was so addicted to those eyelash extensions, I kept wearing them. Thank you for the compliment. I kept wearing them because like I like lashes. I like hair. I love everything beauty. And so then when I realized, hey Chastity, like you're gonna go blind if you don't stop wearing this shit. Like you're gonna go blind. I had to find another way out. And so at first I started those strips. Oh my goodness, y'all. Y'all should go back and watch my videos. I have a lot of videos. If you go to Chastity Garner on Facebook, you will see me with these eyelashes, and I would close my eyes and y'all could tell them them little strips, they were not on. It was bad. So then I started to notice these eyelash clusters, and I'm like, hold on, y'all, let me try to. So I started to see the advertisement of the eyelash clusters, and I was like, okay, let me try that. Let me try the clusters. And I will tell you, to me, the clusters is better than the strips because they're closer to the individual lashes. It's not the same, I will tell you. It is not the same. And what I'm doing, I'm trying to work in my concealer. I've already made a mistake on my right brow. On this right brow here, see, I went down too far. Man, don't that just make you mad? Like, I went down too far. So it's like, how are you gonna correct that? I'm trying to correct it. Probably messing up even more. Just trying to go over it a little bit so you don't see that little dip. I did it a little bit, y'all. I'm just trying to work in that makeup, that concealer that's been sitting. I let that concealer sit. I don't know if y'all probably didn't see my first live before I got off of here, but I put that concealer on and it had sat for like 25, 30 minutes before I started to pat it in. And so now I have it all patted in. Now I'm about to do my next step. It used to take me a very long time to do my makeup, and made a lot of mistakes. I would get online and look very scary because I just had a hard time trying to blend my makeup. So anyway, so I started the eyelash clusters, and these are eyelash clusters. And my foundation is Dior. I love Dior. I used to be a MAC cosmetic girl, but someone hooked me on to the Dior, and baby, I'm like, okay, I like this blend a lot better. So now, to me, MAC Cosmetics is trash. Like, that formula is no good. It used to be so vibrant, but now, like, the Dior is like top notch, baby girl. The Dior is matching your girl's skin. Yes, it is. Yes. So I'm just pretty much just patting my foundation around my concealer. Y'all tell me, how y'all put y'all makeup on? I'm just kind of not touching the concealer part. I'm just putting the makeup on. Pat, all this doggone patting. And I pretty much just learned how to do my makeup as I go along. I'm no expert at it. And then next, I use my bronzer. Juvia's Place. I love this bronzer. And I'm just going to put it like right above my highlights, so it can kind of bring the light back in. So let's continue to talk about mindset. Y'all have any questions? Okay. Big lashes. Oh my goodness, those big lashes. Oh, you know what? Don't even get me started on them big lashes that them girls be wearing. Them dang on eyelashes is huge. No, I don't want those big eyelashes. Like, no, that's not cute to me at all. So I forgave my father, like mid-30s. I was working at this credit repair company that actually took off a lot faster than what my mind was ready for. I started to get raises and new titles. I started to elevate in the company, and things got very bad for me to where mentally I was not ready for that type of responsibility. And so when that happened, I started to have panic attacks. I was stressed the whoop out. I was stressed, y'all. I was very, very stressed out. I should put this way, just right there. Just a little. I need to get me a contour stick. That's what I need. But I just do a little contouring right here. Do a little contouring right there. Right there. Just, you know, just a little contouring around my edges. And then I want to brush it back towards my hair. I want to brush the contour upwards. I used to brush it downwards. And then I had to learn, girl, if you don't brush that stuff up and brush that stuff back, it kind of creates like a shadow. It kind of creates a shadow. Yes, less is more beautiful. Okay, to each his own. Less is more beautiful. I like to do my makeup. I'm a makeup girly. I like to do my damn makeup. Yes, I do. Yes, I do. Yes, I do. But I love everybody the same. So anyway, so I was at this company. I couldn't take it. I was getting stressed out. Next thing I knew, I was trying to hide it. First thing is first. Let's just be clear. We're stressed out and we find ourselves trying to hide something. But the very thing that you're trying to hide is coming alive. People are starting to realize that you can't handle it. Okay? People are starting to realize that you can't handle all that pressure. And now I'm starting to spaz out and I'm having these panic attacks. And they were out of control. There was nothing I could do at that point. Now I'm looking for my sponge. Let me get another one. So I'm about to go to the nail shop. And before I go to the nail shop, I'm like, wait a minute. I want to put on some clothes. I want to get cute before I go to that doggone nail shop. Because today is Friday. And I didn't really do anything yesterday. So I was like, I'm going to do it today. So now I'm putting the setting powder on. Laura Mercier. Where's the name? There it is. And so I'm dapping it, but I'm making sure that I got a paper towel here, y'all. And I'm trying to get as much off on the paper towel before I actually pat it into my concealer. And this is just to adhere everything together. Like mat it down is what I call it. And then right where my concealer is where I'm going to put that pressing powder. And I'm just going to press down on it. Again, where the concealer is, I'm going to press down. And there goes the pat, 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 pat. So at the age of 38, I had what I called a mental breakdown. I could just feel like my nerves were just all over the place. My thoughts were definitely all over the place. I couldn't think. I became very sad. I was a very, very sad person. Although I went to work every day with a smile, I was very sad. And, just one day, I just felt like I didn't belong here. I just felt like my life was out of control. I left my job. I lost a lot of income. The bills are coming in and I don't have the money to pay it. I am stressed out. Now I am heavily depressed. Heavily, heavily depressed, y'all. Because my life was not mapping out the way that I thought that it would. That perfect life that I talked about earlier, it just wasn't mapping out that way. So I became very depressed. And then I'm assuming it just had to be God. I was laying down on the floor and talking to God. I was asking God to take the breath out of my body, like I didn't want to live. Because I didn't like the way that I felt. I was a feeler. I've always been a feeler. I feel everything. And I just didn't want to continue to feel, right? And so when God didn't take my breath away and I got up off that floor, I told him, if you get me up off this floor, I promise you, I will tell people what you did for me, how you saved me, how you loved me through all of this depression. Like where I told y'all earlier how my tongue would cut people and I would be rude to people, spazzing out. I now wanted to use my tongue for the good. Because if he saved me, he can save you. He can save us, right? So then that's how Chast Nicole came about. And then I began this healing journey. And I started to practice self-love. And I would hear about this word named self-love, but it just seems like it was just a word. It was just like an overly used word, self-love. Like, what is all that about? And so I started to read more. Remember in the beginning, y'all, I didn't care to read. I didn't care really. I had no cares when I was younger. I just wanted to be married and thought that was happiness. But then as I got older, I realized there was more to life than that. And so I began to read, I began to journal, I began to run to the pen, I began to put myself in therapy twice a week. Yes, I went to therapy twice a week. I was very, very adamant about getting better, because then I said that I'm going to tell everybody about how God helped me. And I just wanted to talk to you about having faith and doing the work, because we can have the faith and do the work, but the question is, what's the work? Because we can say all day self-love, but okay, so when we say self-love, are we just saying self-love, or is there an action behind self-love? So I wanted, and I did action. I took massive action when it came to my life. Because I no longer wanted to feel sad every day and not know why I'm sad. Like, that was just ridiculous. But it was one thing that I will tell you for sure. I had to go through it. I had to go through it to get to the other side. And so now I'm on the other side. Now I'm strong enough to help other people. I can't do the work for you, but I am definitely a guide. I am definitely a support. Because you'll be surprised how many people are out here secretively broken. They got smiling faces. Because I know, I could fake a smile. I could fake a smile and just be just as miserable and be just as miserable. That was me. And that could be you. And if it is you, don't be ashamed. Like, if anything, just be honest with yourself and run to the pen, which means journal. Journal about the things that you're going through, and be very transparent with yourself. Be completely transparent with yourself. And understand that you are not alone. There are a lot of women out here just like you and I. They're just probably either they're not speaking up or they too busy lashing out instead of healing, true healing. And I believe true healing is in the practice. You have to practice new habits. You have to start creating goals for yourself. The other day, I had a vision session in my Run to the Pen community. So if you're on Facebook, go to Facebook and search the group, the private group, Run to the Pen. Because Run to the Pen is a community where women journal together to heal together. And so I'm just in there with journaling prompts, and I'm in there teaching different things that I've learned along the way, things that I did to help me heal. So do you have any questions? Because I'm about to get off this live. If you have any questions, even if this is on replay, type replay, and I will answer any mindset questions that you have. If it's something that I have actually done myself, I want to support you and let you know what I did to get me on about my business, to make me happy. And I can say right now, I am the happiest I've ever been in my life. Right now, I am the happiest I've been. And you know what I tell myself? Every day, in every way, I'm getting better and better. It's what you tell yourself, butterfly. It's what you tell yourself, butterfly. Every day, in every way, I'm getting better and better. Can you repeat that? How do you talk to yourself? How much do you truly believe in yourself? Say that before I get off this live. Every day, in every way, I'm getting better and better. If you talk to yourself in that way, in the beginning, it may feel a little strange because it's something that you don't do. But if you start to practice it every day, you'll notice it'll get easier because you're doing it. You're doing the work. But you have to do the work every day. You can't just say every day, I'm getting better and better. You can say it, but remember, butterfly, it's something else that you must do. You must practice that self-love. And so inside of my Run to the Pen community, I'm just showing you how I practice loving myself every day. Even with just putting my makeup on. Even with just putting my makeup on, I'm loving on myself, right? I'm loving on myself. I'm loving on you. This is what gives me energy to love on others. It truly, truly, truly gives me energy. So again, I'm about to now put on some clothes, put on some more clothes. I want y'all to meet me over in the Run to the Pen community where women write together, to heal together, to love. It's a safe space for women to come together. I'm on there live. The other night, I taught a Vision 2026, and we just kind of talked about, starting your vision right now and kind of looking back over the last year and where you were, what was your vision last year, and any part of that vision that you didn't bring alive, any part of that vision, any part of that vision that you need to revisit. And so if you go to that community, I actually pinned a diagram that I did with my vision coach. I hired an actual vision coach. Remember what I said. I'm very, very serious. And I'm very serious about my mental health right now today. Like, I'm going to hire someone like a coach, a mentor, someone that can support me, because we all need support, you know. So one thing about me, I'm going to pay for my self love because nothing is for free, and so that's just what I did. So how did I do on my makeup? Hold on, y'all. I didn't put any lipstick on. I think I do okay on my makeup. I'm lining my lips up. I think I do okay. When it comes to my makeup. What do y'all think? Now, the last thing I need, let me go get my lip gloss. So this is Fenty Beauty. Fenty Beauty. Hold on, let me see if there's the lipstick. I will always try two colors. This is a matte lipstick. I don't even know the name of this one, y'all. I didn't have it for a little while. It's kind of like a little peachy. Okay. Right? And then you can't go wrong with Fenty Beauty, baby. You cannot. Girl. Girl. Is she hidden or is she hidden? At the age of 46, is she hidden or is she hidden? She do the best she can for herself. Yes, she does. Yes, she does. Okay. So I'm about to go. I might come back on here live. Y'all gonna be on here with me? I might come back on here live. Let's talk all things mindset. Let's talk all things healing. Let's talk all things girly, because I believe that we are more alike than unalike. So I'm gonna go to the nail shop. I'm gonna put on some nail. I'm gonna put some oil on first. Then I'm gonna put some rings on so I can kind of get prepared to get my nails beautified. I'm gonna get my toes done, stick them in the water, and let them pamper me for today. Let's see, I'm gonna put that all, rub it in really good, right? So I'm all oiled up. And then next, I'm gonna put my clothes on. And if y'all meet me on here at the nail shop, yeah, I'm gonna come back on here. I'm gonna be at the nail shop, and I want y'all to be on here. Y'all get y'all questions ready for me. I mean, let's, you know, for the women, like, let's really get transparent, and not hold things in. Let's really start to deep dive into what our heart is really saying and the things that's going on in our mind. Because I believe if you think it, you begin to feel it, you begin to act on it, and then that's how you create your environment. So what the Run to the Pen community is creating a safe environment for expression, for transparency, for you to understand the healing through writing out your thoughts. Even, and it doesn't have to be negative, it can be positive, right? So it could be a goal that you have and or a vision. Remember I said that in the Run to the Pen community I did a vision party. I'm going to do that again before 2026. I want to do another vision party. I want you to be a part of it, and I'm going to show you what my vision coach taught me. And I actually did this thing to actually build my vision for Chas Nicole. My mission is to help 1,000 women heal through journaling. I will see you at the nail shop. I'm going to be back on this live. I'm new to YouTube. I'm going to be back on this live with y'all. So get your questions ready. Okay, bye y'all. See y'all in maybe 30 minutes.